Okay, so here we are. What I want to do is I want to import an MP3, an audio file, into GarageBand so I can record along with that. Okay, so in my last video, I said that you could share your uh, audio file and you would save it as an MP3 and it would end up in your GarageBand folder. If you're unsure where that folder is on the Mac, it's in your home folder, and then under music you'll see the GarageBand folder, and I saved a file called ode to joy.mp3. Okay, but today what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that our friend Steve emailed me this file, this ode to joy mp3 file. And so Steve emailed this to me and I saved it somewhere, and so here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly it over into GarageBand. So let us open a new project, and GarageBand will ask me what kind of track I want to create. Well, if you look here under the microphone track, it says or drag and drop audio files. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drag and drop an audio file into GarageBand. So I'm going to hit create for this track, and here it is, my audio track. And what I can do is I can then take that file that Steve sent me and I can fly it over to GarageBand and I can drop it in. Now the thing is, in order for it to look the way that when Steve recorded it, Steve needs to tell me what tempo he recorded it at, because if he doesn't, then our beats won't line up. Okay, so if you look here, our notes don't quite work. So this is guitar one playing, so that's the melody, and those are all quarter notes. And if they were quarter notes, they should line up with my ruler here, but they don't. So I need to make sure that I have the right tempo. And so Steve told me that he recorded it at 96. And so I'm going to type in 96, and boom, if you look, now it's all lined up, quarter notes. Okay, so now I want to record along with what Steve sent me. And so I'm going to let you listen. I'm going to turn off the metronome because I don't need the metronome to record with a track, because now all I do is I make sure I play in time with the track. I don't need the metronome to line me up anymore. So take a listen to what Steve sent me. Okay, so that's what Steve sent me, and I'm going to record my part along with that. So what I want to do is I want to add a new track, and again, I'm recording with my guitar, so I'm just going to use that microphone, and I'm going to call this, okay, and over here make sure that your setting is to the MacBook Air microphone, and then also make sure that your headphones are plugged in, because again, all we want recorded is the part that I'm playing. I don't want this to leak over. You want your tracks separated. So on Steve's computer, he has guitar 1 and guitar 2. Sorry, I guess it was guitar 3. Guitar 1 and guitar 3 on 2 separate tracks. I'm going to create guitar 2, and maybe I'll label it that way, on its own track. Okay, so what do? I make sure that my settings are proper, and then remember, in my last video I said that what you could do is you could, if you're having trouble, if there's any sort of errors, you can go into this GarageBand preferences window, audio MIDI right here, and make sure that you are using the MacBook Air microphone and your headphones. Okay, the other thing is we need to check our recording levels. So remember, we don't want it in the red, we want it somewhere in that yellow. That's a good level to record at. Okay, so when I hit record, it's going to count me in, and then I will be able to hear this in my headphones. You won't be able to hear it when I record, okay? Because we don't want that audio to bleed into this track. So here we go. I'm gonna play my part. Oops, that was a mistake. Make sure that you count in. Okay, so I hit record and boom, it started recording right at measure 1, and I didn't have time to put my hands on my guitar. So make sure you have that selected so you count in. Oh, and also don't forget, always tune your guitar before you record. But I tune my guitar right before this video, okay? Always tune. Those are the 2 things I tell students. Make sure you tune right before you record, and then also make sure you're using headphones. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull out my headphones and I'm going to play it for you so you can hear what I just did. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to send this track back to Steve, because Steve, he has the original 2 tracks, and you want to send this to him so he can mix and edit it and whatever it is he wants to do to it. So what you want to do is, last time I showed you how to export tracks, and I said you can use this tool to show or edit just how much of that track you want to send. And so what we're going to do is we're going to mute out these tracks because we only want to give Steve this, the part that we just recorded, because we don't want it mixed. If we have the 2 combined, then there's nothing he can do to adjust the levels of these tracks. Okay, remember, he has these tracks already on his computer. All he needs now is my recording of guitar 2. And so just send him guitar 2. So mute it. Make sure your levels are good. And if that's all fine with you, then you're going to go share. And then you go to export song to disk. And then you're going to save it as guitar 2, MP3 file, highest quality. Okay, okay, export the length of the selected region, and then I hit export, and it will end up in my GarageBand folder. So then I will take that file, I will email it to my buddy Steve, and then he will fly it into his GarageBand, and using the same process that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and now he can mix and add effects and do everything that he needs to in order to get all 3 parts of Ode to Joy going. Okay? All right, thank you.